Today I want to show you several ways to finish your pie dough once you have the dough in the pie plate and you're filling inside the dough. The first step, obviously we have all this overhang, which not only doesn't look pretty, but also we need this to like kind of look more like a pie. So we're gonna trim the pie dough edges, and I like to use kitchen shears, but you certainly could use a sharp knife, but something about using scissors just makes it a little bit easier. And what I wanna say before I start is the edge of the pie plate itself is somewhat of a guide of where I'm gonna go with this. I am not gonna be doing a lot of turning under on this particular crust. I'm gonna show you a few other styles which will involve some turning under. So if I were turning under the dough, I would trim farther out so that I have something to turn under. But because this is just gonna kind of line up with the edge of the pie dish itself, I'm going to cut just kind of right past the pie dish border all the way around. I don't want to cut too far in because the pie dough will bake up a little bit, and I don't want to say it's going to do a ton of shrinking, but it is just going to kind of like tighten up a little bit once it hits the oven. So I'm just using my scissors, turning, trimming off the extra in somewhat of a uniform fashion. And then this is a great example. This little spot right here is not really great. It's got a crack in it. There wasn't very much dough right there, but it's okay. It's fine. Okay, so once you have trimmed it, I like to just sort of like encourage the whole pie to come inside the parameters of the pie plate. Anything that's left hanging over is going to kind of droop off into the bottom of the oven, and we don't want that. So I just kind of like shrug it in a little bit and get it settled. Now, when it comes to the visual look of your pie crust, you have options. For whatever reason, when I make pecan pie, I like the way it looks with just a simple fork finishing. And so you just take your fork, press it around the edge. This looks finished without having to do any like fussy, elaborate braiding or I don't know, cutting out intricate leaves. No thank you. I mean, I think it's beautiful. I find that to be a little above my pay grade. So this is my favorite way to quickly and simply finish a pie. So the important things to look for are, is it pretty much contained within the borders of the pie plate, which it is. I can run my hands all the way around, which means none of it's gonna like slough off in the oven. And then how does it look? Looks beautiful. We're not going for perfection, we're going for reality. These little imperfections are charming. And so now this is ready to go in the oven to be baked.